We're going to talk about the ecosystem of the wealth management industry and how does that really have to be looked at when we are trying to analyze the wealth management industry. So we're going to basically look at who are the major players in the industry. How do you look at some sort of definitions within the industry? Then look at the global scenario in the industry, right? And then try and look at how does the entire wealth management industry work. So how does the system work in this industry? How does someone make money? How does someone invest? How is the advice given out and all those things? That is basically what is going to be looked at as we extend our understanding to the overall segment as such. All this would fall under the ecosystem of wealth management. So we're first going to understand what are the various kinds of players who are available with a few examples, and there are many more examples that are there in the industry, but we just used a few as names here, right? So let's look at the segment. Who are the major market players in this segment? And we'll take it one by one. So there are a variety of players who can actually work as wealth managers, right? These are people who are going to advise individual clients or individual investors, right? So this is the segment where there are careers that can be built. There are companies that could be opened in order to go and advise someone else on managing their wealth. So that's the wealth management industry per se, right? So who are the major segment players? First, there are the big Indian banks who are there, which are the likes of ICICI Bank and Kotak Bank, who would have their own wealth management arms that are there, and primarily they would take their own banking clients and try and offer them extra services or the entire range of services that we have looked at in the previous segment, right? Then there are global investment banks who are there, like of Citibank, HSBC Bank, who are similar to the banks that we have seen here. They bring in global practices as well. So they bring in global best practices along with them, considered to be some of the top wealth management houses in the country at this point of time, right? So these are the second set of players who recruit a lot of wealth managers and offer these services to primarily their clients who have bank accounts with them. The third segment comes with players who are brokers, or we could also add what is called as NBFC. In other words, non-banking financial companies. These are non-banking financial firms who could be offering the same advisory services. So you would have the likes of Motilal Oswal, Edelweiss Capital, who were initially brokerages, or India Infoline Limited, which was a broker, now has transformed itself into a non-banking financial services company. These are also people who would then offer these services of wealth management, primarily either to their brokerage clients. What is a brokerage? A brokerage is what allows you to go and trade shares in the stock market. So if I want to buy the stock of Infosys, how do I buy that? I need a brokerage account, right? This is a broker who will give me that account. So because I have an account which is being used to buy stocks, they will also be able to kind of have a division which could offer other services to me around wealth management. And hence that's a logical extension for any broker that is available, right? So that's a brokerage client who is going to essentially get the service here. In the first two cases, it's the banking client who's going to get the service, right? So that's an extension that these guys are doing over and above their original service that was there in the market. So that's where the extension starts. Now there is a new segment that is coming up, which is called as digital players, or what is commonly known as Robo Advisory. So if you search this term Robo Advisory, you will get to know of many firms in this segment who are basically using digital platforms, primarily online, and they are giving you a lot of services on wealth management. There are a couple which I've listed here. There are others as well. There's something called as InvestZa, and there are various other firms like Funds India, etc., which allow you to basically go on their website and create an account, and they give you advisory on the entire wealth and investment management segment, right?